with a huge thank you for all the shares and the likes and the comments, and most importantly, joining in on the cardboard challenge yesterday. So if you didn't get a chance to see it, we have left all the stuff up. It's at TV/Earth Day 2020. There you'll find the challenges. There you'll find the videos from Mr. T, from Cardboard Hacks, and also a chance to share what you make. So, man, an amazing day yesterday. So 100 times over, a huge thank you for being a part of it. And again, if you haven't had a chance to see it, all the resources are there. You can work on it at home, maybe this weekend with your own kids for a cool activity, sharing it with your friends. But yeah, it went around the whole world, guys. It started here in the U.S., then to Vietnam, then to Lebanon, and then back to the U.S. So a full 24-hour cardboard challenge, and most importantly, in celebration of Earth Day. So again, a huge thank you. Right, there's my gratitude for the day. Just so blessed to be a part of it, and the chance to be a part of the whole team that put it together, and then to watch what happened to it. And by that, what I mean is, this whole week and last week, we really reinforced and talked about creativity as a way to get ready for the cardboard challenge. And so there is no better way, I think, as a parent or a teacher, or even as working with yourself, to get into this flow of creativity than to do a cardboard challenge. And because it takes all these things. First, you get an idea. You're like, okay, what can I do with cardboard, right? And you get a little bit stuck because you think about it like, oh, I've got to make this super awesome creation. Well, that's our first barrier to knock through, right? We can punch through that barrier, through that wall that stops us, and say, no, just create, right? Take it out of this big C idea of creativity, scale it down a little bit to making an impact and a difference. So that's super cool. Man, then as you begin to work with the cardboard, you'll find items around your home, and you have to rethink, what in the world is this thing for? Maybe you find a bottle cap, and like, what can I do with this thing? And that's really promoting like flexibility. Can you look at something and say, this is not just a bottle cap, but I can see it from other perspectives? Again, I'll reinforce, this is great working with yourself, but also like a bottle cap and saying, what could this be? That's that forced association piece. That's that flexibility that helps us become more creative. And then as you're working with the cardboard challenge, you heard us do this at the very end of the day with my own kids. You have to realize that a creative endeavor is never done. And so as we got ready to broadcast and share out our live, hey, morning, Sheila. Great to see you. We're just talking a little bit about the cardboard challenge, and I was about to say, as it was ending yesterday with my own kids, they were a little bit nervous. It was like, oh no, I'm not done. It was a really cool opportunity for me to reinforce that the creative endeavors never really are done. We just have to turn them in at some point. Or the quote goes, right, the artist's work is never done, they're just abandoned. You have to leave it at some point for the world to enjoy. And that was really cool. I got a direct application of that. And I hope that you guys do as well as you did, or as you're going to do a cardboard challenge for yourself, that you're working on it. And at some point you got to be like, what would I do if I had more time and I had to go back and look at it? What would I have done differently? That's the creative cycle. That's the creative process. Because look, now you dip back into it again, and now you can start fresh with something new, having learned those lessons. So again, cardboard challenge for us is just, not only is it an amazing way to celebrate Earth Day and the whole idea of repurposing and recycling and upcycling, but also a super cool way to say, here is creativity in action and applied. The last thing I'll say there is that at the end of the day at 5 o'clock, Ben came in and he actually interviewed an artist and a philanthropist. She's world-renowned. It's Wida Hamdan, and her work is just beautiful. She can describe it much better than I can, but she talks about how it's a mix and blend of expressionism and impressionism as she takes these naturalistic scenes and then interprets them through various medium. Man, incredible stuff. And it was nice because a few themes came out of their talk, but one in particular was this. And so it's really how I want to end this talk and this week's segment, all about creativity, which is this idea about reinforcing and focusing on the, process, not the product. So the whole cardboard challenge is done. We're looking at all of our stuff. We're learning from those ideas, right? These are all techniques and avenues that really help us, become more creative. But at the whole root of that is this idea that we can continue to grow and continue to get better if we are focused on the process of creating versus the final product. So I encourage you to take that, reflect on that a little bit. And again, if you haven't had a chance to do a New Minds cardboard challenge or any cardboard challenge, please, by all means, we left all the resources up. Go try it. Like I said, what an amazing way to reinforce all the aspects of creativity. And I'll say this, if you are a teacher, I know Sheila, you've got some kids out there too. If you are a teacher and you want a chance in a safe way to practice this type of feedback, this open-ended feedback that's more built around growth. Now, Sheila, I know you do that anyway. This is why you're an award-winning teacher, but other teachers that are out there that want a chance to practice this type of open-ended feedback, a cardboard challenge is a very safe place to try that and allow yourself to practice those types of reinforcements and those types of pieces of feedback for the kiddos. So, okay, all right. So you probably don't know this if you're tuning into this show, but if you are a hardcore newbie fan and you have watched all of the episodes, you'll know that the New Minds team, how could I say this? I don't want to say we get easily bored. I want to say we love to play around. How's that? Because it's so funny when you think about being bored, all it really is almost like a lack of imagination of all the things that you could do. So sure enough, we're about 2 weeks into broadcasting and the team's already like mucking around in the back. And so again, you may not know this, but Ben was the one that kicked it off. Yep, that's right. Our CEO and co-founder, Ben, hid a secret message into one of his end of day broadcasts. And this is like, man, I guess 2.5 weeks ago now. That secret message had an encrypted code that went from his show and it tagged another show, went to Mr. Dorian's steam train. So again, yeah, in the middle of Mr. Dorian doing the steam train, he drops a secret code for viewers that are out there that are following along. And then that secret code led to Mr. Adam and his Into the Dungeon verse. And so in the middle of doing his Into the Dungeon verse last Friday, he drops another secret code. It's just layers on top of layers, man. We have fun. We have a great time here, the team. And speaking of part of the team, here's Mr. T. Say, coming soon, New Minds Institute for Oceanic Cognizance. Yes. Okay. Mr. T is referring to my build from the cardboard challenge. So I had a great time with it, and zero disclaimer, but I'll say this: if I had more time like that, but now I do, I'm going to have a chance to keep going back. I'm going to add more details into that. So it's a floating university, right? Inside of a universe where the different courses all kind of compound and come together. So, okay, that's up in the ether right now. But thank you, Mr. T, for dropping that. And yes. Another drop here too is that this weekend we have another New Minds in Nature. If you haven't seen those, it is a beautiful breath of fresh air. No pun intended there, because it is a family, the Abel family, that live on their own grassland that they have maintained, and they've won national recognition and status for, because they do all natural farming and crop rotations. Anyway, check them out. So Mr. T makes a comment about that, making a tour like the great Christian Abel and Vonner Nation. So, okay, man. Hey, I knew where I was going, I think. I'm sorry for a little tangent there, but thanks, Mr. T. You're always dropping some great stuff in there. The secret code that went from Mr. Ben to Mr. Dorian to Mr. Adam has now landed on me. So I have here a book of super secret codes. That's right. And a super secret sticky note to mark them one. All right, so I can't say too much, but I will just say this. This is the last in this series, right? Before we, of course, have fun and start playing around with other stuff. But this may look familiar to some of you. Some of you may not. This is the key. All right, and this is the code. And so I'll hold both up there for you. I'll make this image here be the thumbnail that you see when you see the video. All right. I'll just say this. We wouldn't just give you a code for no reason. We've been bouncing this around for a while. Crack this code and there's a reward for you. Okay, my friends. Hey, once again, thank you for being a part of the Cardboard Challenge. And again, if you haven't done it yet, check it out. We're leaving the resources up there for a while because, again, why not? If you didn't get to it this week as a schoolwork, try it this weekend, right? And again, young, old, I encourage you to test it out because what a great way to reinforce that creative cycle and those dispositions that help us be more creative than a beautiful, fun, easily accessible, repurposed challenge like a cardboard challenge. So, all right, my friends, have an amazing day. We've got Kristen coming up next with the Parent Power Hour, and I will talk at you guys soon.